Hello. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I am Sara Asiya. Make sure to subscribe and like and all that crap. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm hoping it's not going to be like really down and dreary, but the topic isn't the most positive thing in the world. I'm going to try and make it semi-positive and talking about the things that I've learned from it and from the entire experience. So this is old news. So this happened about over 10 years ago, and it's something that I wrote a blog on. I think quite a few people picked it up, and a few people had said, would you mind doing a video on it, etc. So I was like, why not? I've not done this video because I want sympathy or because I want people to feel sorry for me. It is what it is. What happened happened, and if one person can take something away from this and maybe feel a bit more, I don't even know, but if someone can take something away from this and it does help someone, then that's cool. But it's just my life and my experiences. What's happened has happened, and sorry. No one ever messages me. What's that? Going mental. Do you know how much that infuriates me? Instead of writing one sentence, I'm gonna get one word. I'm gonna let it go because I love her, but it's not stop. I've not even opened it yet. So, as I was saying, this video is not for anyone to feel sorry for me. It's not for sympathy purposes. If anyone can take something away from this and hopefully either feel better or try and take something positive away from this, and it makes them feel better in any way, or I genuinely hope no one can relate to this video, but if you can, then I hope there's something you can take away from it. This happened over 10 years ago. It's a very long time. I am just in general a crybaby, so even though it has been a long time, I may still cry because it's still there. Things like this don't ever leave you, and I think when you think back to the pain, it brings something back, because oh, my eyes are welling up. One moment. So yeah, this is a story about my boyfriend at the time, and me finding out that he'd passed away. And it was probably, no, sorry, not probably, it was the worst thing I've ever gone through, ever. I mean, I've had a lot of shit done to me. Like, I've been in really abusive relationships in the past where I've had my jaw broken. I've sort of like, I feel like I've gone around and like felt everything sort of happened to me, and by far this was without a doubt the most pain that I've ever felt. And I don't really think I was myself for a long time, that especially the first year I was just a bit like, oh, what's the point? What's the point in anything? Still, I'm like that now. Still, I've got to this age and I'm like, what's the point? So I don't know if that's just me or... So, give you a bit of background. I went to school, and I had a best friend there called Dominique, and we were really good friends. We used to go out after school together, etc, etc. She was actually seeing somebody at the time. Can I just say now, this is really, really cute. They're married now. So her and her partner that I'm going to talk about in this video are now married, and they've been together a long, long time. An amazing couple. So what happened is she was seeing this guy, and we ended up, somehow, I remember just being outside of a bar one night, and this boy, I was a little bit younger, obviously not that young because I was drinking, but you know, we do what we gotta do. This guy pulls up on a bike, like literally in front of me, because he knows my best friend's boyfriend. They start chatting, and I was just a bit like, delicious, you are delicious. And I really fancied him. And it was just good because my best friend's boyfriend and him were best friends. So the four of us ended up hanging out all the time. Like, we do so much dumb crap together. We'd go out clubbing together. We would just you know how you used to like run around riot and be like little shits? We did all of that together. And this boy's name was William. And I just, he was just so funny, so like charismatic. I remember he used to always sing to me at like bus stops and stuff, and like he was just fun and handsome and like just everything I really wanted. And I was just enjoying my life, enjoying being young and not having responsibilities, and enjoying my time with my friends. So we started seeing each other, we were together for a while, and I remember one night I was at my sister's house. I was living with her at the time, and basically he was due to come round that evening. Now, it was never like him not to pick up his phone or not to reply to texts, just wasn't. I don't think we were in the era of F-boys yet, so I don't think anyone had dipped their foot into being a shithead and not picking up their phones. Like, he was really good. Maybe he just cared about me, maybe that's why. But he would never not answer his phone. He was always like just there. You needed him, you call him, he's there. So one evening he's due to come round, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and waiting, and he's not here yet. An hour passes and I'm like, that's weird. Another hour passes and I'm just like, this is just not like him. Get my phone out and I'm like, ring, 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 ring. Phone's going to answer machine. I'm like, that's weird, maybe he's on the phone. So I give it like 2 minutes, I ring back, answer machine. So I'm like, inside I want to burst, I'm so like angry. So I send a text, nothing delivers. I start to get really upset because I'm like, what the hell's going on? He's turned his phone off. What's going on? Is he cheating on me? Something's happened. Like, thinking the worst, or what I thought was the worst. And I was just really pissed off. And then I went to bed that night, angry, checking my phone every 2 minutes, nothing. And you know when you go to sleep in moments like that, when someone's not responded to you, you're asleep, but you're not really asleep, like the slightest thing will wake you up. And I remember in the morning, just like awake, and the first thing I did was like, I want to know how many missed calls I've got of this guy and how many text messages, because something is up. I checked my phone, nothing. There was no phone call, there was no text, nothing. I was like, that's really weird. My best friend Dominique then calls me, so I am ready. I'm ready to flip out and be like, bitch, he's not picked up his phone, he's not done this, he's not done that, ready to like lose it. So she calls and I'm like, listen, I've not spoken to Will, he's not called me, he was supposed to come round here last night, I've not heard anything. And she literally proceeded to change my life. Like, I don't, sorry, all I remember is being on the phone, having like a 30-second rant. She just went really quiet, and then all I heard her say was, it's because he's dead, Sara. And I'm like, I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? He will be dead when I get hold of him. She's like, no, he died last night. All I can remember is dropping to the floor and just being like, I can't explain the feeling. It is like someone has ripped every part of your insides out, and you're so cold to it because you can't, it's like you've heard the words, but my brain wasn't processing it. It just wasn't going in. So I heard what she said, but I was like, I don't understand what you're saying to me. What do you mean? And basically, sort of towards where my sister lives, there's a really horrible road and people have crashed there before. He was in the car with 2 of his friends and they hit into a tree, and Michael and Will were in the front with their friend in the back. Will was driving, and neither William or Michael made it. So they passed away in the car, I think, before anyone even got there. And I literally cannot remember the next 6 months. I think I just sat in my room and cried and felt empty and sad and alone. And I hated the fact that I didn't get a chance to say bye or I don't know, I suppose it's not that it hurts any less when you know something's going to happen to someone and they're not going to be around for however long, but when it's such a shock to the system, when he was so young and had so much of his life left, everything about it's unfair. Everything. Everything. And the fact that Michael was there as well, and I just thought about his mum and his sister, and like, yeah, so the next sort of like 6 months were pretty much a blur. I remember going to the funeral, and I remember going to the service, and then the burial was afterwards, and I just couldn't bring myself to go to the burial because I thought all of the memories that I've got of him doing stupid shit, of him jumping over the counter at Fabric and stealing vodka when no one saw. I've got memories of him running away with a muffin and being like, here you go, it's a present for you. I've got memories of him singing at the bus stop. I've got stupid memories of us, like, I remember one time we just done the deed, and he literally got up, looked at me and was like, why are you just laying there like a whale? Like, you don't do anything, do something. And I remember being like, what? Just stupid crap like that. And I just thought, I do not want those memories to be overtaken by seeing him be put under the ground, because when I think of him, that's not what I want to think about. So I didn't end up going to the burial, and to this day I'm probably still glad that I didn't go. But it really, like, a couple of years later when I started seeing someone, I'd got into a relationship and I got cheated on. And I remember sitting there crying and crying and crying my eyes out, thinking this guy's cheated on me, like, blah, blah, blah. And I remember just holding myself and being like, hold on, Sarah. You cried massive amounts of tears for Will when this happened. I was like, I cannot cry the same tears for some scumbag that's going around bedding other women. Like, these two things are not comparable. Like, the pain is not comparable, and what I've been through compared to what this is nothing. Like, brush it off and move on. Like, do not allow. I almost felt like I was disrespecting Will, because I thought, I know you've sat there and you've watched me cry over what's happened, and I don't want you to see me cry the same sort of tears for someone that doesn't deserve it. Like, I know what pain feels like, and this is so minor compared to anything that I've felt, and I just felt like I should not be crying. These two things are not comparable. You need to get on with it. And so I feel like when things happen to me, I would always think back to what happened with Will, and I'd always think, God, you're really disrespecting him and yourself by sitting here and crying over something that actually, in the grand scheme of things, means nothing. No one's really that hurt. Just get over it. And I applied that to so many things afterwards, and so many times that something hurt and I was like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So it definitely helped me to be stronger in terms of not crying about anything and everything, even though I do still now. Lots of stuff makes me cry, but it doesn't affect me as much. I might cry for a few days, but I'll get over it. But something like this stays with you for the rest of your life. And small things like, if I'd go out and someone had had a few drinks and they get in the car, I would be okay with that. I'd jump in the back seat and I'd go with that person. Like, it wouldn't be a thing. Now, I am the most nervous passenger in the world. If you've had one drink, I'm like, I'll get a cab. I'd rather get a cab. Like, I won't put myself in those situations where something like that can happen, because it is real and accidents do just happen like that, and people do just don't make it back. So I'm a lot more careful in my day-to-day life with things like that. I'm just a lot more cautious. I've become stronger in the sense that I just don't really take that much shit from anyone. I do, I just don't let it affect me as much. Yeah, that's it really. I don't really know what else to say. It's not something I've ever got over. Obviously it's got easier and there's a point where you stop crying every day, but loads of little things remind me of him all the time. When I see ladybirds, I think of him, because I was sat, there's a couple of times where I was sat thinking about him in the summer, and a little ladybug just like flew onto my hand. And this happened like 2 or 3 times. So it's like every time now when I see a ladybird, I'm like, it's Will. Like, you're here. It's really weird. I've still got, like, once I was sitting in the car with my friend Dominique, and we were talking about him. There wasn't any wind, nothing. Clear day, no wind, nothing. And this, I just remember this leaf coming through the window of the car, because the car was open like that much, the window, and it just sort of like floated and swished and swashed and landed on my leg, and I was like, Will? So I've kept that. I've had that leaf. It's all crumpled up in about 100 pieces, but I've had that leaf for like 12 years now. I guess if this is something that people can relate to, and it is a feeling that you felt and you think you will never get over it, you will. It's that whole cliche of time's a healer and everything does get better. Don't get me wrong, it does not go away. It doesn't leave the bottom of your soul. It stays with you for the rest of your life, but it's something that gets easier, and it will change you. It will fundamentally change you as a person, but it will do, hopefully, for the best, and it will teach you to be more compassionate. It will teach you that. It will teach you that love is really important. That you should be nice to people, and you don't know what anyone's going through. You don't know the types of battles people are fighting. You don't know how somebody feels inside. I walked around for a year just thinking, I wish I was dead. Like, I wish I was dead. There's no purpose for me here. There's nothing for me. I just want to die. And I'd go out and I'd see my friends and I'd do things, but in my head the entire time I was thinking, I just want to die. I just want to die and just let the pain and everything take over. Like, I don't want to feel it anymore. I don't want to feel this hurt. It's crap. It's not a nice thing to go through, that's for sure, but it does change you as a person, and hopefully for the better. And yeah, you just, I don't know, I guess you never know what anyone's going through. You don't know what's happened in their life, and you just be kind to people. This whole internet culture has bred undercover people that just want to go out and make other people feel crap, and I don't understand it. The things that people can do and the things that you can achieve when you feel good about yourself is unreal, and the holes and the darkness that you go into when you don't feel good about yourself, it's a horrible place to be, and I wouldn't want anyone to feel like that. And I find it so strange that every person in their lifetime, whoever you are, whatever battle it is, you've been through a bad time and you've felt pain to the point where you've maybe not wanted to be here anymore. You felt that. So why would you want anyone else to go through that or feel that kind of hurt. Why would you want to make somebody feel like that? It's something I've never understood. But yeah, just be kind, guys, because why not? Why not? The things that people can do and achieve when you feel good, it's amazing. So yeah, that's that. I feel like I've probably rushed through it a little bit, but I wasn't really very prepared for this. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope it wasn't too like neggy, and I hope you can take something away from it. Yeah, leave me comments down below if you sort of enjoyed that, I guess, insight into my life. I've got a lot more horrible stories if you want. But I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.